Hi guys, that's Black here. My Little Pony is a show with a lot of fans. Many people watch and love it, and I'm actually one of them. I really adore rainbow horses and know a lot of stuff about them. My Little Pony seems to be a cute series with friendship and rainbows, but it's not all that simple. Well, okay, I'm trying to be dramatic here. The series itself is actually pretty cute and cozy to watch, and it's mostly dedicated to children, though older guys can watch and adore it too. There is something for everyone, and that's really great. But we didn't come here to talk about how cute everything is, did we? Of course, the scary part comes mostly from the community. They create creepypastas, they make the content, and some of them can be pretty interesting to look at. The whole genre began to develop in around 2011. At the time, the internet was developing too. Times when people were so innocent and naive. This is the first part of this video in which I'm going to talk about old My Little Pony horror games. The next part is going to be as soon as possible, so stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed, please do consider, and don't forget to press the bell button to be notified about my new videos. Anyway, it's time to begin. Luna Game was one of the first horror games for MLP Universe. It was April 2011, the beginning of era of the internet. At first, this game was published on Equestria Daily and looked like a regular 2D platform, but it turned out to be, well, kind of a creepy game. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of this. Luna Game is not scary in the way I would like it to be, but this is just my opinion. In 2011, it was just the scariest thing we could get, and this is kind of fun. I remember people calling it the scariest MLP game, though it was before Flutter Island came out. Anyways, Luna Game has a lot of parts, some of them made by original anonymous creator, others by fans. First, Luna Game was just a simple platformer game. You start as a young Luna and you just run around in a straight line jumping on some platforms. After some time, a creepy face of Apple Bloom will appear with slowed down and distorted music from the series playing on the background. You cannot close the game at this point, so you can just wait until it'll close itself. Actually, in game files, there were hidden different texts like "The end is nigh" and creepy My Little Pony art, which is actually pretty funny. At first, people thought this game is a virus, but, it was just a stupid horror game. So, it's actually funny how such a small game with no story and practically no scary things, well, turned out to be really popular. But I guess it was just the influence of the time period it was born in. After some time, May 30th on 2011, there was a second game released on Equestria Gaming. It's basically the same as the previous part, but a bit better. Better graphics, sprites, there are still jump scares and no proper storyline though. There were actually no additional files here, so it's basically just the better version of classic Luna Game. There is really nothing more to it. Oh, and there is also a game over screen and creepy music, so yeah, scary. Luna Game 3 was released 11th June of the same year. Again, we play as Luna, but on the different background. It's a forest now! Actually, the game starts the same and has the same gimmick. You play platformers, then something goes wrong, and slowly gets creepy. At one point there will be a hole in the ground, you can jump over it, but then it'll provide a jump scare. And the level will repeat itself, so you just have to jump down. Funny thing, for me it was really unclear who is the main villain of this game. Mostly there are voice lines of Fluttershy used in the game for jump scares. But Pinkamena is also here, and I have a theory that she might have killed Luna in the end or something. In the end, of course, Luna dies. Well, I guess you got it. We see her dead body. After some time, she opens her eyes, and her creepy face appears on the screen with Scream. And that's all. No, that's really the whole game. Guess you already got how not scary the game was. Anyways, moving on to the next part of the series, and yes, there is more. The next part of the game has now something like a storyline. You begin the game as Luna again, and there is only one way you can go: deep hole. When you jump down, you fall and hear the sound of Luna's, well, basically death. After that, there will be a black screen with the phrase, "You've met a terrible fate, haven't you?" Then the game closes. At this point, I think Luna might have died, which actually kind of funny if you think about this, just because Luna is an alicorn and can fly. Yeah, well, this is the problem with all of these games. Anyways, if you'll try to open the game again, it'll ignore you, and at one point it opens by itself. So then we found out that Luna actually really died and got teleported to some kind of another dimension. That looks like pony hell. It's pretty unsettling to say so. This is going to be a chase sequence, where you have to rush to the right side, avoiding different obstacles and jump scares. After that, you'll be sent to the next part of the game. Everything here is glitched, and it's actually hard to understand where are you and what you have to do. But if by some miracle you haven't dropped the game here, or even earlier, and you found a way to proceed to the next point of the adventure, you'll find yourself running from the darkness again. At the end of this part, Pinkamena catches you near the wall and the screen fades to black. Then there will be a picture of Pinky and some creepy sounds on the background. The next game of the series is Luna Game 0. And it might be kinda strange, cause last time I checked we stopped at the 4th part of the series. Well, anyways, this one finally starts as something pretty light. The game starts at Celestia's and Luna's castle. And just look at how small Luna is compared to her sister. Like what the hell is that? In the movie, Luna is smaller, but not that small. Why is she just... Why does she look like a little gremlin all of a sudden? Well, back to the game. Celestia says that it's Luna's first day back in the kingdom, so she should go and make some friends. Going outside, we meet the main 6 one by one. However, they all seem to have some problems and can't talk. Twy can't find books, Rarity is looking for emeralds, and so on and so forth. The thing is that you have to find and collect things for ponies and then give them back. The pony that will actually help you to proceed is Pinkie Pie. Oh, who would have guessed? Who is actually searching for candy. Bringing her sweets will bring you to the next screen, where you have to collect 50 candies. And yes, you have to collect them all, it's not a joke. It's a very boring thing, even for that time. And of course, the last candy you'll collect will be the twisted one. This one looks dark and dull. I swear to the devil this is licorice candy. They're awful. Yeah, actually go in the comments and tell me how you love licorice candy. I'll wait. Anyways, after picking up the candy, you'll be sent to the sky. Like, what the hell happened there? Did Luna fall, or like, did she die? What happened? I still don't know and don't understand the purpose of that. Then Nightmare Moon appears on the screen. Why and for what, I don't have a clue. It is like Luna's nightmare or something. Was it planned to look like that? And like, if you think that I'm joking, I don't. I really don't understand this part at all. And after all that nonsense, we come back to the beginning. Everything is a bit darker though. Walking forward, we meet main 6 and they all tell us that Pinkie Pie is looking for Luna. Of course, if you didn't get it, Pinkie is the main villain here. Well, I think that it's the thing that they plan to do. Which is not a surprise for people who've been in MLP fandom for long. You see, before we move on with the game, I need to tell you a little story about Pinkie Pie becoming the main villain in My Little Pony community. Long ago, there was an episode called Party of One. It was the first season, so it was pretty much the beginning of the MLP Generation 4. In this episode, Pinkie Pie gets upset that others from Main 6 don't want to go to the party with her. And that's why people started to use her as a creepy character. It's funny that in the episode itself, Pinkie actually goes insane and starts to speak with things. This was the episode on which many creepy things were based. For example, famous creepypasta fanfiction Cupcakes. Anyways, going back to the game. Now you understand that having Pinkie as a villain is a cliche in My Little Pony community, and we can move on. After we find Pinkie, she says that she wants to throw a party for us. Well, that's kind of fun. It's actually strange that she didn't immediately turn into some creepy monster. After talking for a bit, we see the text that says, kill her. And like, we killed Pinkie Pie or Pinkie killed us? Whose phrase was that? Well, you'll understand in quite a while. Pinkie's monologue continues, and the game politely asks us to kill Pinkie Pie again. At that moment, I actually assumed that we need to kill Pinkie, so yeah. There are some whispers on the background, and sadly, I do not know what they're saying, and if it's actually important. In the end, Luna kills Pinkie Pie, and Pinkie doesn't understand why and for what she was killed. Well, for plot's sake, Pinkie, for plot's sake. You have done a lot of bad things. Don't lie, you little goofball. So, the game ends with "This isn't over" screen. And sadly, this truly isn't over yet. There is another official part called Luna Game End. The game begins as most of the previous ones. We play as Luna. Luna goes down the cliff, then she lies down and falls asleep. At least this game, you can think that Luna just has a nightmare. Luna wakes up in a place that I would just call the artist was too lazy to do the decorations. Okay, I'm really sorry. I don't want to blame the game, but like, why is there nothing but white floor and background? Oh well, yeah, there are some glitched blocks. Yeah, that's an improvement for sure. After some looking forward, Luna actually gets closer into reality. Or something that looks like it, at least. But that's just for some time. At one point, strange laughter can be heard, and then Luna falls down into the void. After this creepy, pointless sequence, we come back to the field and see two dark figures. One is clearly Fluttershy, and the other is a filly, but I can't imagine a filly without mane and tail. Well, the filly might have been just a ghost that is currently searching for their mom. Well, I don't know. You see that it's getting more strange. We see other characters from Main 6, and it's clear that something happened to them. Maybe they were killed, or, well, girls are just suffering. Then they all disappear, and we move closer to the wall on the right side. Coming back, we will meet Nightmare Moon, who will send us to the next part of the game. While we move closer to her, there will be creepy artworks with Luna, which are really old. Nostalgia. After getting into another dimension, you'll have to react fast, running forward trying not to fall into the void. You'll actually fall there eventually. Some time passes while you fall down, and then suddenly Luna wakes up. There is the whole Main 6 here trying to wake her. Turns out Luna somehow passed out after helping Pinkie. And since Pinkie Pie is here, she either resurrected from the dead or wasn't killed at all in the previous game. I am not sure Pinkie can do anything according to the series. Anyways, Luna says that she had nightmares, and Pinkie Pie suggests a party to relieve stress and have fun. In the end, Pinkie's sprite changes for a split second and the game ends. So, we finally finished reviewing the original series for Luna games. Actually, there are some fan-made games for this series, but I won't talk about them today. That's too much creepy Luna content for today, guys. I don't really understand the plot here. I'm not sure that I even should, to be honest. At one point you could think that the main villain here is Pinky, who is haunting Princess Luna to maybe kill her or something. But in the end I think there are two villains here. Like, there are two different worlds here, the dream world and the real one. In Dream World part, version of Luna, Nightmare Moon, haunts her and tries to show her how bad she was or can be. Something like, mistakes from the past will always be with you. And in the real world, the killer is Pinky, who does what she does best, I think. I really don't want to harass these games or anything. They're just games of their time, and they were scary ones. But now, looking back at them, they give me just two emotions, joy and anger. Like, they're funny because they're not creepy and some things are just there to be there. And anger because I'm a bit fan of lore and it's important for me to understand the story. So, like, is there actually any story at all? Also, this game gives me a feeling of nostalgia because I was scared of them when I was younger. Much younger, to be honest. Oh, but Luna Game series was not the only creepy thing that was in My Little Pony community in my childhood. Let me show you another one. Luna Game is actually also a game series, but I'll try to go fast this time. This one contains only 3 original games created by Yukitoshi? Sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. Games are obviously about Rainbow Dash and her creepy dreams. Reminds me of Rocket to Insanity, to be honest. I haven't found a lot of info about this game actually, so I'll just move on to the gameplay. As you might have guessed, we play as Rainbow Dash. At first we see Dash resting on the cloud in the night. After a couple of seconds we get teleported to the other location, which is black and grayish colors. We also see some flickering images of Pinkie Pie in the background. Some of them are actually fan art for cupcakes, so I guess this story really has something to do with the Rocket to Insanity. In any way, this is even more cliché, to be honest. Pinky is not just a monster, but the one who is killing her best friend forever, Rainbow Dash. Music on the background is not like creepy, it's more annoying, to be honest. After a huge creepy image of Pinky that you can barely see, the music will change to a more chilling theme. After that we meet Pinkie Pie herself. And it's pretty funny to see such bright ponies on the dark background. Like, they look so innocent and cute, Lemeo. Pinky asks Rainbow Dash how is she, and that's actually all. You can turn back and walk there to get a jump scare with "you can't escape now" thing, as in most of these games. You repeat the sequence now, going through the wall behind Pinky. And that's how the game ends. With words, "well done, now die." Yeah, really creepy. I couldn't find the specific year the game was out, but I guess it was around Luna Game times. Anyways, moving on to the next game, besides this one already closed itself. Now we begin in some kind of landscape. Let's actually try to band all 3 games together as one complete trilogy. I will assume that this happens after Rainbow woke up from her, so to say, nightmare. Again we walk, again we get teleported to another place. Let's get closer to the story in this part. In this creepy room we meet Pinky, who says it's dangerous here. So what are you doing here then, Pinky? She asks us to stop, but no one can stop Dash. If we actually come back to Pinky, she will be a bit mad and then disappear. We also meet Pinkie Pie several more times after this. We fall down, then Twilight falls down. Well, I mean, parts of her body definitely do fall down. Then comes my favorite part. In 2011, it was something new, but now nobody will be scared by it. It seems that the game can see your computer name, so it'll actually talk directly to you. The game closes, then reopens again with image of Pinky. We again appear in a long hallway, again moving forward to proceed. After a small parkour sequence, we see Pinky with many wounds, and then the screen fades to black. After another well done thing on the screen, we can see a lot of numbers and letters. And to be honest, I don't know if that should mean something or not. I feel like it should have a meaning. With these thoughts, I went to the internet and actually found out that it simply says, "Very well done, you're amazing." Oh, thanks, game, that's really sweet. Actually, in both Luna Game and Dreamy Rainbow, there are a lot of many different Easter eggs, but I don't really want to talk about all of them. Again, if you would want a video about Easter eggs in all of the games from this video, tell me about that in the comments and I'll work on that. Moving on to the last part of Dreamy Rainbow. This game begins at the gala. Actually, one of my favorite episodes from the series. Beautiful music plays on the background while we work towards other ponies. But the fun isn't going to be long. After talking to Twilight, there will be a pretty dark picture of Pinkie Pie. Actually, this was the first time when I got scared. I don't know how and why, but I didn't expect everything to go downhill so fast. While we proceed further, Dashi is getting sadder and sadder. Image of Pinkie Pie will still appear from time to time. After several creepy pictures, we get into more lightened up room. Here, creepy and sad music plays on the background. I like this ambience, I don't even truly know why. We meet Pinkie Pie at the end of the hallway, and after another art walk, we are sent to some kind of dark place with Princess Luna. And hold on just a second. Are Luna Game and Dreamy Rainbow connected, or this is all just Dash's bad dream? Well, since Princess Luna is the princess of the night, so she can go into Pony's nightmares, which means that she could just help Dash to get out of this nonsense. But Luna is bad today and just simply leaves. Thank you so much, Princess! That helped a lot! Creepy Pinkie Pie appears behind Dash once again, and the game ends. After completing all 3 games in the bundle, they will leave a text file on your computer. It will be referred to you personally. Sweet! By the way, don't be afraid if you are going to lose control over some things on your computer. This thing is very well programmed to scare you. In the text file, you'll find things like, "She will find you, she's coming, your end is near." After some time, the game will make its final blow and flash you a pic of creepy Pinkie Pie with text, "She will find you." This trilogy, in my opinion, is much better made than Luna Game. It tries to scare you specifically and not just provide some kind of creepy story. I suppose in terms of plot, both games are meh at best, but I still enjoyed Dreamy Rainbow more. But there is also another game that is close to these ones. Let's talk about it. Coming into Flutter Island was a mess. Really, I was struggling to find any information at all about this game. Many people have played it, and I have seen walkthroughs, but I never thought that one day I will not be able to find most of them. It's safe to say that I really was trying to find the creator or development history, or like anything at all at this point. But I was not able to, so, if you know anything, please tell me in the comments. That will be much appreciated. I think everyone will be happy to read about it. The game begins like some of Luna games we talked about before, but this time, after jumping down, Fluttershy actually remembers that she can fly. She flies around in the night sky collecting bits. After collecting all of them, we get jump scared by creepy Apple Blue. And I want to stop here for a second. Congrats! We got our first game with unexpected villain! Apple Bloom is a great choice for being a creepy little girl in my opinion, though here she has a bit of different character type. You'll get it soon enough. Apple Bloom tells us that she is trapped and lonely. A little girl just needs a friend. So again, after a dialogue sequence, we spawn in the dark room. Well, / hallway, with a small parkour sequence. In the end of all this, there will be 2 long hallways. In the second one, Apple Bloom is going to chase us. It's easy to get away from her, but this will make her quite upset. We end up in a big room. There will be nothing but walls, floor, and a dark circle on the background. Apple Bloom tells us that Flutters cannot escape, and of course, Bloom has an eye on her. Well, that's funny. And that's the end of FlutterIsland.exe. Yeah, well, that was fun. Well, not really okay. As you can see, Flutter Island started just like Luna games. No story, no explanation of anything, just simple, so to say, horror stuff that these kinds of games often use. And that's why I want to tell you about Flutter Island 2. This game was called Scarier Than Luna Games, so let's see what's that all about. Again, the game starts with Grand Galloping Gala, just like one of Dreamy games. But this time, Gala sequence is going to be longer. Finally. The game really tries to trick you and make you believe that there is nothing scary about it. And that's good, I think. And also, you'll be shocked. The game doesn't scare you with a simple, stupid jump scare right away. When we come to the gala, we see that all the ponies were turned into, like, so to say, stone statues, I think. In the end of the hallway, there will be a statue of Apple Bloom. Of course, if we go back, we will not be able to escape her. I would say that Apple Bloom sends Flutters to her own world or something like that. Actually, it's not Fluttershy's first time when she gets here in this world. That means that she didn't die in the last game. That's fun, because this game Flutters is not in the nightmare. Apple Bloom, who is following her, is a real mystery and paranormal force. I also have seen that this Bloom might be a different character than normal Apple Bloom. It's actually pretty funny to see how Flutters is talking to Bloom. It seems a bit brave, to be honest. At this point, it seems that Shy knows what Apple Bloom is capable of, but still doesn't want to play by the rules and still can say something against her. Bloom tells Flutters to find her. That's when we, again, begin yet another parkour sequence. I'm starting to get bored from them. But this one feels actually pretty different from other games. More unique and better made, if I can say so myself. After some rooms, we get into the room with portraits of our friends. Whole place is pretty foggy and dull. In the end of the room, there will be a staircase. After climbing it, we trigger a new dialogue. Now Fluttershy doesn't want to talk, and I feel like she's just so done with this at this point. Bloom tells her that there is no Fluttershy's portrait because she was, well, moved into another room. And to be honest, is it really that important? And you know what? Yeah, it kinda is. That builds up the atmosphere, to be honest. Then she harasses Shy and... Bloom, I'm sorry, but why do you want to play with me if you hate me so much? Okay, anyways. We again have to walk through some hallways, catching some small jump scares and other small things. So, another long walking sequence. To be honest, I really don't know what to tell you here. Well, Apple Bloom lives in a big building, I don't know. Finally, after this long part, we get to the brighter place. Piano music plays on the background. It feels actually pretty calm here. A bit too calm, to be honest. And here we meet it, our portrait. And here goes the best part. The picture slowly changes, so changes Fluttershy's sprite. It's such a cool thing, I don't know what you'll say, but I just love how it looks and how bright colors fade away, how scars and wounds appear in such beautiful creature. And in the next dialogue, Shy shows that she's a fighter. That really shows the character, and that makes me feel proud for her. Out of this dialogue, we find out that the monster we've been playing with is a shapeshifter. That's neat and handy actually. So, in fact, this is another story about fighting with your own self and with your dark side. That's edgy, but in that time that was a normal thing to see in the media. After some more dialogues, the game ends and closes. And the last strike will be talking to the player himself! Yay! Yeah, that's not scary, but that's better than Luna game, I'll tell you that. So, this is actually the end of the first part of this video. Today we got into the small part of old My Little Pony horror games. And that was kind of fun, to be honest. I never thought that this adventure would take so much time. And that's a big nostalgia for me, and I hope for you too. Or maybe you saw these games for the first time. For me, it was some good time indeed. In the next part of the video, I am going to talk about more modern My Little Pony horror games, so stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider subscribing and pressing the like button. Have a great one, and bye bye everyone.